Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another anime review. And today I'd like to share my thoughts on the latest episode of Digimon Ghost Game with episode 2. And I have to say, I enjoyed the first episode quite a bit, but after watching the second one, I'm definitely sold on the series and can recommend it to anybody who has a remote interest in the Digimon franchise because I think you'll really enjoy it. So let's get to the review. So, the first episode, obviously we met the main character, Hiro, with his Digimon, Gammamon. And we also saw the other two main characters in passing. I say the other two main characters because they're in the intro there. And we have the little girl named Roly and the other boy named Kiyoshiro, which I'm looking at the Wikipedia because I think they addressed Roly in the first episode, but they referred to Kiyoshiro as Senpai. They haven't really used his full name quite yet. So we have those two. Obviously, they're going to get their Digimon at some point because you see the intro there. And pro tip, if you ever want to use anime intros in your videos, you got to trim it down to 20 seconds. That way the copyright gods don't catch on. That's just something I learned. But anyway, so it starts off with the narrator saying that the hologram ghosts are wreaking havoc, which are essentially the evil Digimon, and we saw that with Clockmon. And in this episode, the evil Digimon is a mummy named Mummymon. I know, how original. So then it cuts to this dude walking home from work, and he's like muttering to himself, I missed the bus, oh, this world sucks, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, Mummymon shows up and is like, I will ease your pain and suffering. And again, dude, these evil Digimon, like I said about Clockmon again with Mummymon, they are legitimately creepy. And if I were watching this as a child, I'd be having nightmares, man. And they really are pushing the boundaries because they said they were going for a horror theme. And this is airing on Sunday mornings for children in Japan anyway. So I'll show you what Mummymon looks like here. Really, really creepy. He first appeared in Digimon Adventure 02, so I thought that was interesting, and I'll show you what he looked like there. So, in Adventure 2, I mean, he still looks pretty creepy there, right? But that's his whole form, whereas in Ghost Game, the evil Digimon are the hologram ghosts, so they're sort of like translucent, and he appears right there. I mean, look at him with his teeth and the voice acting, like really creepy. And then later on, he appears with his gun, he starts blasting people. It's like, holy shit, dude. Crazy. So that's Mummymon, and he's collecting people. He's going to ease their suffering, he says. So then it cuts to Hiro with Gammamon. And Gammamon, I mentioned in the first episode, he's so cute. He's sitting there, his stomach starts growling. He's like, Hiro, hungry, hungry. So Hiro goes out there and gets him a cheeseburger. And Gammamon eats the cheeseburger in like 2 bites, and his stomach keeps growling. He's like, I need more, I'm starving. So then Hiro's trying to talk to him, like, where'd my father go? Which his father's name is Hokuta. And I had mentioned in the first episode that I thought Hokuta disappeared earlier that morning when Hiro was bringing him breakfast, but one of my commenters clarified that he actually vanished 10 years ago into the digital world, and of course he appeared for a bit in the first episode giving Gammamon to his son. So, I guess I didn't really read the text that fast because of course it's subtitled and everything, so you got all the action going on screen. So I think maybe the overall plot of the story might be Hiro reuniting with his father, but we'll wait and see what happens. So then it cuts to Roly with her girlfriends, and they're in the museum, looking at mummies conveniently. And when one of the girls falls behind, and she's looking at the mummy, and it appears that like one of the Digimon eyes appears on the mummy, and she's like, starts running away. So then it cuts back over to Hiro, and he's carrying Gammamon around in his backpack, and there's all these people saying like, oh, that's a cute pet you have. He's like, no, it's not a pet. That's an AI hologram. It's like, just go if it's a pet. Why do you have to say it's an AI hologram? And I'll show you what Gammamon looks like, just in case you're unaware. He's pretty cute. I think this is the first appearance of Gammamon as well. We haven't seen him in any other form of, here he is with Hiro. I think I might make this the thumbnail, to be honest with you, but that's him when Hiro's feeding him. He's blushing, he's getting all excited, like, oh, Hiro, give me some more food. So, as they're walking around, like, it's almost like they're at a Costco or whatever, they're getting free samples, and Gammon's trying to eat all the free samples, but Hiro's like, no, let's go. And it cuts to them having a picnic, and he's giving them all these different types of food, and Gammon's giving them all funny names, like the fish he calls Shiny. He eats something spicy, which he's like, he starts hacking a lung up, and he says it's scary, and then it's a funny scene when he starts gulping down water, and then the final treat he gets is a piece of chocolate, which he calls Champion, which is a bit of foreshadowing for later. So, then it cuts to that one girl who got left behind with Roly's group later on in the day, as she's sitting on a little bench outside, and Mummymon shows up and abducts her. and sort of wraps her up, almost like spiders wrap up their prey with the bandages that mummies are wrapped in. And is like, I'm gonna cleanse your soul, and it shows like his lair where he has dozens and dozens of people all wrapped up, and they're all screaming. And just like how I had mentioned in the first episode, like the terrifying scream of the little girl as she was getting her life force drained away by Clockmon, the screams here really quite frightening, man, definitely. So also the music's really good. There's like a little bit of creepy music going on, and then they're like reading into this. Hiro's looking on his phone, learning about the disappearance of the museum, and they decide to go figure out what's going on with the museum. And there's a funny scene where they have Galamon getting wrapped up in toilet paper so he can look like a mummy. And as they're going to the museum, he sees a dinosaur. And he's like, what is that? And Hiro says, oh, that's a dinosaur. He says, oh, there's a Digimon that looks like that, sort of making reference to Greymon. At least that's what I got out of it. So eventually, Hiro has a confrontation with Mummymon, and he gets wrapped up, and Galamon gets pinned down, left behind, so Hiro gets captured, until Galamon races after him, and they start having an epic battle, which Galamon's not really powerful enough because he's at the rookie stage. And I was looking on, what is it called here? It's not Digipedia, they call it Wikimon, the Digimon Wikipedia page. And so, right, Galamon is a rookie form, and Mummymon, believe it or not, is an ultimate form. It's like, holy shit, how OP is he already? So, as Hiro is sort of wrapped up, unable to move, Galamon's helpless. He starts screaming out all the foods that he enjoyed, like shiny, the scary, all his favorite foods. And then at the end, he yells, champion! And you get this epic music reminiscent to the theme Butterfly from the original Digimon when they did the Digivolutions. And Galamon digivolves into his champion form called Betel Gamamon, which I'll show you what he looks like right here. Pretty badass looking. And he digivolves and gets ready to face Mummymon. It almost looks like a red Sonic, doesn't he? But, yeah, he comes out there looking pretty badass, and the move he uses is called Soar Shot. So, hurls flames in his hand. So he starts pummeling away on Mummymon, and Mummymon, while this is going on, was saying that he's doing this because he's a doctor. And I guess he's been on the earth for quite a long time because he learned this, embalming people from the ancient Egyptians, what they did to mummies back in the day. And then Hiro and Galamon persuade him, like, no, that's just like ancient Egyptian shit. That's not how doctors work. So Mummymon has a change of heart because really, Betel Galamon can't defeat Mummymon because with the stature there, he's a champion. Mummimon's an ultimate Digimon. There's no chance. So Mummymon like sees the error in his ways, and the ending of the episode is him saying like, oh, I'm gonna go oversee the doctors that in order to be a real doctor. So I thought that was kind of funny, just seeing like this menacing, like terrifying dude, Mummymon, now he wants to be a doctor. It's like, what the hell? But I gotta say, watching the Digivolution, they just called it an evolution here. I wonder if the Digivolution was just the dub back in the olden days. Pretty badass. The music was awesome. It was great. I think Galamon's cute as hell. Like him having his scenes where he's eating all the food. Oh, it's great. I really do like the series. If you're a fan of the Digimon franchise, I think you'll like it as well. Like I said, it's on Crunchyroll, but this is the 21st century. You can find this shit wherever you want, and you can do what you want to do. I would honestly recommend supporting the official release when it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD, but that's just me. So I'm gonna keep watching the series every Sunday. I think it's Sunday night for us. Yeah, it's Sunday morning in Japan. So it's probably Saturday night for us, to be honest, of the time zones, if I know anything about time zones, which don't take my word for it. But yeah, I really like the series. Great episode. I sort of thought, after seeing the preview from episode 1 to episode 2, I thought that Rolly was going to get her Digimon here because they emphasized that she was touring the museum. But at the end of this episode, we see her with the Digimon you see in the intro that hangs around her. So I would imagine she gets her Digimon in the next episode. And I can't wait to see what the overall plot is. Like I said, I'm sort of theorizing that the overall plot might be for Hiro to reunite with his father, but we'll see what happens. So thank you all for watching. Let me know your thought in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Have a great day, everybody.